All right, so good day to everybody. Now we are streaming live. I'm going to be talking about the so-called pandemic that is happening right now with all the coffins and stuff like that. All the coffins that you're seeing there right about now. So every time I come live, I'll go in deep and the rabbit hole to explain certain things. Right about now, a lot of people live right now. There's a lot of people live, but they are not teaching you the truth. They are not giving you salvation and not giving you the truth. Um, I am here to teach you, to make you understand a little more about the so-called pandemic thing that is happening around the earth, and I want to explain to you all why the case is, why certain things, how it is right about now. So I'd like to give you all a little idea on what is the plans forward from today. I also want to explain to you all some little factors that should be able here to pull up, but I wait until you have more people. Wait until at least there's a lot more people. So when there's a lot more people, I'll be able to break it down and explain a lot more things that you all should understand. All right, so let's just explain it there, and we'll be able to drop some wisdom, knowledge, and understanding here. So let's see how much people we will get on this live, hoping that more and more people will come out and listen, and people will understand why all these things are happening. And I don't think people is really taking serious the things that I'm saying or the things that I'm revealing. People are really lacking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And therefore Elohim is going to remove protection from a lot of people. All right, so a lot of you all, wherever you are right now, whatever country you are right now, I know that you are self-quarantined or you are quarantined by your government, because they are shutting down every single thing. So every single thing right about now is being shut down. Schools are being shut down. The only thing that is right now that is operational is banks, but the bank is taking in 10 people at a time. So let's say if there's like 20 people, you have to wait outside in the hot sun. You have to wait outside in the hot sun to see the bank teller wherever, if you have to pay bills and wherever online. Also today I want to be explaining a little bit about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. We're going to talk about a little depth of some other things that you all might want to know. You all might want to know why I'm talking about these things, why I want to explain these things, and what is the purpose of me telling you certain things, because I want you to know I am the first person to explain certain things, and then other people just take it and carry it. It's like the wind now, they take whatever I give, and then after they take it and they just drive it through, they just carry it whatever that to carry it, but I'm here trying to explain to you all what's going on. So I want you all to share this live as much as possible. Share this live. We need to get as much people as possible. As you all know what Elohim planned to do, what they plan to, what they plan. But wow, I see numbers and things in the sky right about now. So yeah, guys, you all who in the Caribbean islands, wherever you are right about now, the sun may be hot. You in the Philippines, you're under quarantine, and those in the Philippines, you need a pass, So let's just share this live around. Let's see how much people we could reach. I know the picture that you're seeing there is kind of disheartening, but I was hoping to explain the reason and the purpose behind it, why there's so much coffins, and why there's a lot of people dying, and then they're blaming it on coronavirus. But this has nothing to do with coronavirus, guys. Coronavirus is just the name or the agenda that they put behind it. The symptoms that a lot of people is feeling, a lot of people is experiencing, it is just the normal flu, which is the H1N1 virus. Let me say that again. The coronavirus is an agenda being pushed by the New World Order, by the elite shadow government. A lot of you may not know who is the elite shadow government, but I think you should know who is the elite shadow government, and you should have an idea who the elite shadow government entails. All right. So as you can see, with America, starting with America, Canada, all these different places, and the words that they are using, just like Donald Trump, when Donald Trump was campaigning, the words that he used from the movie called Purge was "Let's make America great again." All right. Now the words that they are using for this pandemic agenda, every government official around the earth, the words they are smartly using is "we are all in this together." But when you hear them say "we are all in this together," you specifically think they're talking about you. You think they involving. Yes, you are part of it. Yes, you the citizen. Yes, you the population are part of it. But it's more deeper than this. It's way more deeper than this. All right. Now they will say, we are all in this together to fight COVID-19. Blah 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 blah. So the agenda here is COVID-19. Every 100 years, there's a pandemic that they fake because they want the New World Order, and Elohim hasn't been allowing that. Elohim has not been allowing the New World Order to go forth. So because Elohim has not been allowing the New World Order to go forth, this is the reason and the purpose why there's a pandemic every 100 years. Because every 100 years they reach a certain anniversary of a certain deception. All right, I'm waiting until I have at least 20 something or 60 something or maybe 100 people on the live, so to speak, so I can explain a lot more deep things. Good morning, good afternoon to all my brothers and sisters, whatever country, whatever nation you are right about now. As I repeat, you are quarantined by your government for an agenda. Because the agenda is moving a lot quickly, it will be moving a lot quickly now, and from today on and until Friday coming here, we're going to see the so-called cases of COVID-19 drop in Italy. So that's like what happened in that's like the agenda that happened in Wuhan, China, where the so-called COVID-19 began. Well, China got a big piece of money to push this agenda, and during the COVID-19 agenda, the president and all the other officials, they went in the bunkers and they were hiding. You wasn't hearing nothing about the president. You wasn't hearing nothing from the president of China, but all of a sudden now the president of China now coming out and saying, yes, it was a great pandemic, blah blah blah, but we in Wuhan, we actually get the virus under control in Wuhan and there's no more cases. They lie. There was never any COVID-19 to begin with. This was all a conjured agenda. I've been telling you all that for some months now, to look out for this pandemic, for this catastrophic pandemic, or for this catastrophic disaster coming that will trigger the wrath of Elohim. And nobody didn't believe me. And still up to this very day, guys, people still do not listen to anything that I have to say. It doesn't really matter if they listen, but the truth must go out. And I am the only true source that giving you accurate information, accurate truth. And I can specifically say, yes, this is what it is. And you will see this unfolding right before your eyes. Every single thing that I bring forth to your forefront, everything that I speak, it will come to pass. It mightn't come to pass immediately when you expect it to, but it will come to pass when Elohim desire it to come to pass. So, what happened in Wuhan was a whole complete agenda. It had nothing to do with no mistake, never happened. And I want you all to know too as well, we're not hearing any COVID-19 so-called cases in Israel. We're not hearing no so-called COVID-19 in Russia, right? So because the agenda is so compressed with different people available to it, and because certain countries didn't go along with this agenda, right? Because certain countries not a part of the UN. So the only country, if you look at the bigger picture here, Cambodia and all them other places, you're not hearing no COVID-19 Cambodia. You're not hearing no COVID-19 in certain parts of Africa, because they have a different plan for Africa, right? They have a different plan for Africa. This has nothing to do with because they're black and they're mailing and because they're black and the immune system stronger. This have nothing to do with this. This have to do with a secret agenda. A secret agenda which look like a simple agenda, which look like a simple matter to you is really an agenda. Now some people say, oh, COVID-19, me had to stay in my house. This is all to inject fear. This is all about fear. This have nothing to do with because they want to control it. All right, the H1N1 virus was a serious virus because, speaking from experience, a lot of you all around the earth had this really serious severe cold that lasts almost for 3 months. Sometimes some people had it for almost three weeks, a month, 2 months. It comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. It was in Trinidad, it was in the Philippines, right? And a lot of people rush to the hospital and all these different things. That they should have called a pandemic, not this COVID-19 agenda. All right. So because they heard the WHO and them, because the World Health Organization, they heard that this H1N1 virus is still something that people talking about. So they say, well, okay, let me restructure this whole agenda. So they did a restructuring of the whole agenda. They properly well planned it out. All the prime ministers, the ministers, the national security, they are all involved in this. The police commissioner, each and every one of them, they have to be involved in this agenda. They have to go along with exactly as the script says. Some of the police officers don't even know what they're putting themselves into. Some of the military soldiers don't even know what to put themselves into. As of right now, the so-called COVID-19 cases almost 38,000, 38 something thousand, right? 38 something thousand. So from a few days, it jumped from 1,200 to 38,000 in a few days, right? I am telling you all, they're just making up cases. The cases that they are making up is the people who they are going to exterminate. Let me say it again. Now in Trinidad right about now, I heard in Trinidad right about now, the so-called case right now is about 51 to 52, and by sometime next 2 days or whatever, the case will jump to 65. All right. The cases that they are announcing is people who they are going to exterminate. You know what I mean by exterminate? All them coffins that you see packed up there, right? All them coffins you seen packed up there is empty coffins, right? Now, it's all over Facebook or what happened in Italy, blah, blah, blah. But they're not killing not any and everybody in Italy will be killed. You see people who are not from Italy, let's listen to me carefully. You see visitors who are in Italy right now, I'm sorry. All those who visiting from whatever country, visiting Italy, maybe on a vacation, this pandemic will have you killed. They don't care what country you're from. They don't care which country you're from. That is the reason why, for the Trinidadians who are listening, whatever country you're listening to, that is the reason why the government of Trinidad and Tobago, the government of the Philippines, they went out of their way, well, they have to, they went out of their way to make sure they're flying citizens from different countries, get them from these countries, because they know specifically well what will happen to them. They will die. All right? Let me just say it again. The purpose and the reason why, specifically for the island of Trinidad and Philippines, the Caribbean, or different countries around the earth, the reason why the government and them saying, okay, we're going to open up the airlines right now, because they open up the airport is closed. Yes, to anybody who are citizens and want to leave the country, you cannot leave the country. You are imprisoned. Life is normal. Yeah, life is normal. You're accustomed going to work. You're accustomed doing whatever you're doing. Bars are closed, all these different things, because the city is in order to stop the spread of COVID-19. But that is not the agenda. It's not to stop the spread of nothing. It's to stop the spread of information. It's to stop the spread of truth. All right, that people will open their eyes to know that this is no fucking pandemic. This is an agenda. All right. Anyhow, let me go a little deeper into the rabbit hole here. I want to explain a lot more. Alright, so now we have the airports being shut down. You can go or nobody can come in. The airport is completely shut down, and nobody could leave. If you had a vacation wherever, and you already paid for your vacation, that money going down the drain, because they're not going to reimburse you. They are not good. Let me say it again. All right. Although they were told in the Philippines that if you had a vacation or whatever, if you had a planned vacation, whatever, you had to put off this plan. You had to put off your planned vacation because of COVID-19. You don't want, they don't want nobody leave and all this kind of nonsense. You do not see the agenda because you are dotist, because you are stupid. All right, and we who are awakened, we know what is the agenda. We know specifically who running the show, right? And we know is real top high class, or I should say top high class information. So the information that I'm giving you right about now is top official information. The information that I'm giving you, or the things that I'm leaking to you, or the things that I'm telling you and everybody ignoring, the things that I'm leaking to you or telling you is things that they do not want the public to know. Alright? Things that I'm teaching you, they do not want the public to know anything about that. Alright? So when people on Facebook, on YouTube, or whatever, say that, oh, they're afraid to speak out because they're afraid their life in danger and all them kind of nonsense, they push on an agenda. They want to be famous. They want to be famous. They're not doing it from their heart as I am doing it from my heart, from Elohim, trying to open the eyes of the public so that they will understand what's really going on. Alright? So the purpose and the reason for shutting down all these airlines and shutting down this, note to the public, to whoever listening, wherever you're from. You know how much billions and trillions of dollars they are losing? You know how much money? You know how much, as I said, let me repeat, you know how much hundreds and hundreds of dollars they are losing with airports shut down, with businesses shut down, with the economy shut down? You know how much money they're losing? You know how much billions and hundreds of dollars they're losing? Well, that is because they plan to reboot the system. And because they plan to reboot the system, hence the reason why, folks, hence the reason why they have this pandemic nonsense happening. Because they plan to not boot into the money system or the economy before. They plan to boot into the Bitcoin agenda. Now, a lot of you maybe never heard about the Bitcoin. Some of you heard about the Bitcoin. All right, but you heard it from me first. Never heard it from nobody else that's already. When I bring out the information, or when I bring out some certain things from the rabbit hole, is to teach you and to make you aware of what is the agenda, what is their plans next. Give you everything in one. All right. So Bitcoin. Some people don't know who Bitcoin is. Who is the owners of the Bitcoin? And who are the ones responsible for keeping the Bitcoin upstream? You ever heard anything about the Bitcoin going down? You ever hear the value in the Bitcoin dropping? All right. Yes, you maybe heard of the Bitcoin value dropping, but that is just one aspect of it. But Bitcoin, a lot of you are maybe never heard about Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is the New World Order currency. All right. That everything will be cashless. Now, in order to push a cashless society, they have to completely shut down the economy. They have to reboot it in a different way, but they have to reboot it where people will remain in fear. So people will have to remain in fear for the economy to, for everything to go back normal. Because everything, if they're successful in this agenda, and they happen to get everything done before 6 months, then they'll be able to have the New World Order if Abba will allow that. But it don't seem like Abba will allow it. It don't seem like the Creator is going to allow the elites or the fallen angels to really get the New World Order. They want the New World Order. That's why they're installing 5G network. And countries like Trinidad, they already have the 5G network. But the 5G network is not upstream yet. In order for the 5G network to be fully optional or fully operational, they have to first boot it in America. So 5G has to begin in America. All right. And once 5G begin in America, then they will interconnect. I teach you all that already on my last lives. Right. That's the reason why now people are video recording white vans and different unmarked vehicles using that was telling you all the people who installing The people who installing the 5G network or who installing the 5G towers, they are not locals. You all need to understand this. So when the government talk about locking down this and locking down that, you can't be outside because you're not seeing what plane going on land in the airport. So while everybody think that no planes are running, there are planes running, yes. But the people who are working in the airport is people who they trust, who will not talk. People who they brainwash. People who they brainwash and they bribe that they will not speak and say when a plane coming in and when a plane not coming in. Alright. I saw an article last year. Well, people took videos last year around this time. Right? In Trinidad, there was a plane come from Russia, land in the airport. Nobody knew about it. One pilot. A pilot saw it and a pilot recorded it. And you know, the pilot who recorded, right? The pilot who recorded the Russian American ship, a plane, the Russian plane that landed in Piaco Airport in Trinidad. The person who recorded that, they found the person who recorded that video and fired them. Yes, folks. The person who recorded that video is fired, right? And could face jail time if they ever do a recording like that again. So behind closed doors, people have no idea why things are the way how it is right now. Yeah, they had New York lockdown right now. Yeah. And why they're locking down everybody? You have the army force coming out in the numbers. You have the police coming out in the numbers. You have even the fire service. Now, let me ask you a question. What does the fire service have to do with COVID-19? Absolutely nothing, right? Right. Now, I heard also too in Trinidad that they have a quarantine center where they send all the people for quarantine. Listen to me carefully. Some place in Trinidad called Balandra. Some place called Toko. It was all over Facebook. It was actually all over the web. Everybody saw it from the different countries. Everybody know exactly what's going on. But some people are afraid to speak out. All right. Some people are afraid to speak out because they're afraid of being called stupid and they're afraid of racist comments or being called a conspiracist. All right. But I don't care what they call me. I can call me whatever I want to call me. I'm telling you all the truth. And I know most of you will laugh at me, most of you will take me serious or whatever and whatever. So be it. But when the time comes for you to be exterminated, you will remember the words that I speak on this particular day. You'll remember every word because it will come to you. It will come to you like a flash. It will hit you like a bomb. You understand? So the measures that they are being put in place is not a normal measure, guys. The measure that they put in place to quarantine everybody and everybody quarantine, you see, the way how they have everything seems as is normal. Nothing is not normal, folks. People like I and you who are awakened, who fully awaken and understand who are our enemies, why they're doing certain things, we specifically know why. And perhaps the government ministers, some of these government ministers, they don't even know what they're putting themselves into. They don't even know why they have to execute certain rules or certain policy. They don't know why they are being forced to push themselves into this agenda. That is because the higher heads, the principalities and the powers in high places, who are the principalities, and we are not fighting against flesh and blood. Alright, you listen to me, we are not fighting against flesh and blood. And there's a scripture that Christians like to talk about. They like to sing and they like to talk about. We are not fighting against flesh and blood, but principality. You don't even know who principalities and powers are. You don't even know why are we not fighting against flesh and blood? Because the flesh and blood have no power against the spirit ones. The ones who are in darkness, the ones who are hidden. Alright. The flesh and we are not fighting against flesh and blood. This particular verse or this particular scripture could be broken down in a million pieces for you all to understand why this is happening. And as I also said already, the Europe government didn't put nothing in place to really push this agenda, because Europe and all these different places, Slovenia, Croatia, all these places, they wasn't going to push this agenda. They're not up to it. As you can see, certain countries is not in the UN. They're not a part of the UN because the UN is a complete agenda. let me go down a little deeper in the rabbit hole. If you read Psalms 1, everybody go to Psalms 1. If you go to Psalms 1 and you read Psalms 1, right? If you read Psalms 1 speaks about the counsel of the ungodly. The counsel of the ungodly, right? We should not sit with them. We should not sit with them. We should not agree with them. We should not sup with them. We should not eat with them. We shouldn't agree with any agenda or anything that they plan, because we know specifically what they have planned against us. So we should not support their agenda. But if you read Psalms 1 speaks of the counsel of the ungodly. The counsel of the ungodly is the UN together with the Red Cross. They all pretend as though that they care about humanity. They pretend like they care about humanity, and they don't really care about humanity. They are the ones who really put in all these restrictions in place. But as I say, there's a higher power at stake here. There's a higher authority right now working. These policies that have been put in place is a higher authority. So it's not really Lucifer, right? The counsel of the ungodly, yes, but there's a other higher ranking fallen angel named Azazel. I didn't want to talk about him, but Azazel, yes, he's not a brother, because he will take your life at an instant. He don't care about you. He don't care about your children. He don't care what you give to the system. This fallen angel, this fallen archangel called Azazel. If you read the book of Enoch exposed all the fallen angels, not really all, but some. All right, Azazel is a high-ranking fallen archangel, right? And he is ruthless. Means that he don't business about your life or what you sacrifice for the government or what you sacrifice for the system. This whole system was governed under Lucifer, right? But Lucifer stole the dream of Azazel and put it into place. As you can see, the whole music industry falling apart. You ain't seen that, right? If you're not blinded, then you will see what I'm talking about. The music industry is falling apart because Azazel don't deal with music, right? He has no time to deal with music. He does deal with war. We're talking about a warrior. We're talking about a serious warring angel here called Azazel. Alright? And he is the top man right about now. And he is the one that Donald Trump worshipped, the beast. Right? Obama worships Lucifer. Right? Obama worships Lucifer. Obama is the Antichrist. Right? Now, Donald Trump, now I'm breaking this down for you all. Donald Trump is the beast in Revelation. Pope Francis is the false prophet. Alright? Now, this should all line up in a way where you could understand why they're killing so much people in Italy. So, let me just bring back to your recollection here. A few weeks ago, Pope Francis taken with a cold-like, with a flu-like, I should say a flu-like symptom. Alright? And everybody was thinking it was coronavirus. As people stupid now. Humanity dotish. They're stupid. Alright? So everybody was saying Pope Francis have corona. Pope Francis catch corona, blah blah blah. Why will let's think about that. I will keep explaining to you all. Why will Pope Francis, who have power, who have money, who have authority over the earth, don't have a vaccine to defeat coronavirus? Tell me, you all have to be freaking dotish. You all have to be stupid not to see the agenda here. Those who are in power will never allow their agenda to kill them or their agenda to affect them. They always have an antidote, right? I saw you watch plenty movie and you saw different countries have antidotes and all this kind of thing. Right? Different country, leaders like the UK, the UK with Elizabeth and them, right? As we speak right about now, fellow brothers and sisters, as we speak right about now, comrades, as we speak right about now, the palace in England is completely shut. Let me repeat. Now, this will ever happen. The last pandemic that happened 100 years ago, with the cholera and all these different things, they didn't shut down. Yes, they did not shut down the palace. The palace didn't shut down then. I mean, come on, they didn't shut down the palace because of a pandemic. Why they shut down the palace because of a pandemic? They have no time for that. Now, this brings us to why they kill Princess Diana. Why did they kill Princess Diana? Because Princess Diana had intel, high class intel. Like how I giving you intel. Ah boy, the intel that I giving you, they don't want the public to know about it. You know? The only reason why they're not really studying anything I say because they know you're stupid. They know the public dotish. They know they're already brainwashed, and they know that they could do them wherever they want, and they do not have power to fight them. So they're going along with whatever agenda, and they are powerless against the fallen ones. But anyhow, Princess Diana had real top high class intellect or intel on the UK government. She have top high class intel on the UK government. She knows specific things that you all didn't know, well, you all will never know. But I already explained certain things. I didn't go into details because you all will not understand certain things, and I always had to break it down for people to understand. And where you will understand, you will have an understanding of what I am specifically referring to right now. Right? But Princess Diana was killed. She was killed by who? The Queen of England. Who killed her? Prince Harry. Who killed her? Prince Harry and Elizabeth. They conspired to shut she up because she is human. They are not human. Let me say it again. Who conspired to kill Princess Diana? Right? Why Princess Diana died in a crash? They lied and told us that Princess Diana died in a crash. Princess Diana never died in a crash. Even the police officer, if you look at the documentary, even the police officer who gave the intel and say, oh, yes, she died in a plane crash, and he didn't want to come out and say he was afraid of the Queen and blah, blah, blah. That is just half of the story. But the truth is, she never died in no car crash. Let me be honest. Right? The driver of the car, the person who was driving the car at the time, right? The person who was driving the car at the time had a different agenda. What they did was they poisoned she, right? They poisoned Princess Diana, and then they badly beat her body, badly beat her body. They poisoned she, They beat she body so much that when they was burying Princess Diana, right? When they was burying Princess Diana, nobody was allowed to see her face. Go back and look. Please go back and look at any documentary. And nobody was not allowed. The casket didn't open either. That is the reason why her son, right? What's his name? What's his son name again? Whatever he called himself. And her son is against they're against the Queen of England because he get intel from somebody lower in the palace that, hey, the Queen and Prince Harry kill his mother. And not only that, the father, the husband of Princess Diana, conspire against his own wife. He conspire against she, right? Because remember the elites always try to keep their bloodline on top. Listen to me. They don't want their bloodline to die out like how humans killing out one another, No, like how a black man killing a black man, a white man killing a white man, or a black man kill a white man kill a black man, or a black man kill a Chinese or whatever. Right? They don't business about that, You see their bloodline? You see the 13 bloodlines, which are not going in today, but you see the 13 elite bloodlines, they make sure and preserve that every generation. Every generation that comes, they preserve their bloodline. Humans don't preserve one shit, they don't preserve nothing. Although we were taught that Christopher Columbus, and we taught about this black man, what's his name, Nelson Mandela, we were taught that Nelson Mandela was a hero. But the truth is, Nelson Mandela sell out Africa. Right? It's on paper, it's documented, folks. Nelson Mandela sell out Africa. Africa was sold. That's like how the Prime Minister sell out Trinidad, or the Prime Minister or the President of the Philippines sell out the Philippines already. And then coming on, and then and then doing live broadcast now, and then they're lying through their teeth with one word, and then they say COVID-19 is nothing but a flu, but we know we need to think this, and we need to do this, and we need to do that. And the next tongue, don't panic. So wait, you telling citizens, don't worry, it's just a flu-like symptoms and it's mild. And then with the next tongue now, with the same mouth, you're lying and saying don't panic. That is not right. That means that they actually want to follow the script, and it means because of the human nature, because of as they being human, they have to follow suit the other agenda. It's like one part is human and one part is control. The human part wants to control the scripted part that they give them. They give them a script. They give each government ministers, and in every country on the earth who are part of the UN, United Nations, they were given scripts, right? And these scripts is not to be published by the media, not to be published on the net, is not to be published anyway. These scripts that they give them is like scrolls. Let me tell you something. These scripts that they give them is like scrolls, and they have to memorize these scripts. So you have to now the scripts that I'm telling you all that they're working with is not a script on paper where anybody can get a hand of it. They don't want nobody to know about this agenda. So the scripts that they give them, it's something that they have to remember. So they have to take it, memorize it. They have to memorize these scripts over and over to make sure that when they're doing a live broadcast, that the human side of them don't snap in, bam, and next thing they're talking something contrary, or the mouth might slip and bam, they're talking about the New World Order. They can't do that. They will jeopardize themselves, and they will jeopardize the nation. A matter of fact, they'll jeopardize their family, their loved ones. The ones who they love, they will go after them and kill them, the enemies. Right? So these government leaders, they are controlled by a higher power, by a higher authority. All right? So this is the purpose and the reason why the governments around the earth, they all follow in one agenda. If you open your eyes and you understand what's going on, folks, if you open your eyes and you understand, you say, but wait now, this government shut down, this government shut down, this government, the whole Caribbean shut down, and now we have Cuban scientists together with Cuban doctors. Listen to me carefully. Now we have Cuban scientists and Cuban doctors now heading to Italy to pretend that they're going to control the spread of COVID-19, right? We know what they're going for. They're going to exaggerate or exterminate the other 20% of people because they need help, right? They need help. Remember, they have a certain time frame. They have a certain time frame to get everything under order. If that time frame passes and they don't get everything under order, then New World Order fail. So remember my prophecies. Remember how my prophecies are. Remember how the divine prophecies are. They're going according to Elohim's timeline, not Gregorian timeline. They're not doing nothing. So as you can see, Elohim does everything within our timeline, within our calendar, within our heavenly calendar, that is. And the timekeeper will be putting out the calendar for next month soon. So we will have an update of the dates and the time. But as I explained to you all a few weeks ago, of the countdown, the 10 days countdown, as you could see, if your eyes are spiritually awakened, you could see with your own eyes that during these 10 days of countdown, as you could see, a lot of things has escalated. Right now they're pushing actors, right? Now remember, if you remember the last pandemic with Ebola and all this kind of thing, the ones that like people in the music industry came out and say, well, yeah, we have a Ebola. People came out and say, yeah, they catch Ebola, blah 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 blah. They came out and said that they catch it then. But if you awaken to understand a lot more deeper here, then they will understand that they're using actors. They're using actors now to fool the public, right? Now they run out of options, because as I tell you all already, this agenda needs to be achieved by September the 23rd or before that, by July or somewhere around there. Now this agenda is so it's not even shocking. It shouldn't shock you, because you should know that this agenda ties in with the elections that are happening in the Caribbean. Election in Guyana, election in Trinidad and Tobago, election in Barbados, election in Grenada. Yes, this um this year, guys, this agenda, this COVID-19 agenda, ties in with the election. This is an election year for the Caribbean islands, an election year for Donald Trump. This is an election year, guys. As you can see already, what's going on in Guyana. I don't need to read and spell what's going on in Guyana. If your eyes are awakened, then you will understand why these things are happening. This is a political agenda motivated by your enemies. All right. Although your prime minister might say with his own mouth, no, I don't really care about no election. I don't. This is I'm making it very clear. He's making it very clear and bold that COVID-19 is of much importance to the government, and all we care about is all we the government care about is the health and safety of citizens of whatever country. All right, that's all we care about. We don't. I don't. You say he don't really care, or she said that she don't really care. Even the Barbados president, the Barbados prime minister, stuff like that. Even Cayman Islands came out and said that all we care about is to contain the spread of COVID-19, and citizens must understand that this is for their benefit and blah blah blah. But the truth, the real truth about this, guys, is that this specifically have nothing to do with this. This have nothing. This have absolutely nothing at all to do with this. This is have nothing to do with it, guys. This have nothing absolutely to do with COVID-19. This have to do with the agenda. But the thing is, since this pandemic tied in with the election, the government who presently in administration, the government who presently running the rule or running the country, that government will never step down. Mark my words. You want to mark my words? Mark it down in a book. Mark it down in a diary. Mark everything I say down, so that when it started to happen, you will know the date and the time that I announce it, that I tell you that it will happen. But as of right now, the government ministers who are already in power, they are not going to step down. The opposition is working together with the government now in order for this agenda to go forward, because the opposition have already been given power, or the opposition is already working together with the government. We are all being fools. We are all fools, and they laugh at us behind closed doors when they're knocking glass, when they're together in their convention, when they're together in their conference, and there's no media personnel on site or whatever. They by talking everybody. They by talking you. They by talking the child in your belly. They by talking your womb. They by talking everything. They're talking about everything, how they could exterminate you as a human being, because this is what they want. You remember, in order to control a population of 38 billion people, about 38 billion people, in order to control a world population of 38 billion people, that is impossible. All right, it is impossible to control 38 billion people, because some people will rebel and some people will not rebel. Some people will go along with the agenda and some people will not go along with the agenda. Some people will buy guns and go after their enemies, and some people will not revert to that. Some people will wait on the law to come, and the law will never come for them out. So yeah, guys, so this is the real agenda behind COVID-19. All right, this is the real agenda. And let me just step in a little deeper. Now, I know I was talking about Bitcoin, and I kind of switch off to explain different things, but Bitcoin ties in with the new agenda. Now, this is the reason why they want to do away with paper money. Now, some people think that the ministers, or whatever, the Ministry of National Security spoke to the citizen, and they said, the reason why we changing from paper notes to polymer notes is because we're trying to we're trying to done away with the trying to, I can't remember the exact words, but If you listen to the interviews of different ministers around the earth speaking, you can hear it's a fork tongue that they have, right? It's a snake tongue that they have, because there are a lot of snakes in government. Don't think that these snakes are for you. They only there in power to benefit themselves, to benefit their family, and to benefit their friends who supported them. That's all. They will protect their friends who protect them. They will protect their family members because that is their blood. But you who are not part of their family, whether you're black or you're white, they don't care about you. You think Donald Trump care about citizens in America? I don't think Christians in America are opening their eyes to realize, right? I don't think they're realizing why Donald Trump is stepping down so much, and Donald Trump now sending National Guard to patrol the streets all in New York, all in Ohio, all them different places. Now you actually seeing that. It's too late, because now that you all supported this agenda and you say, yes, the government should lock down the borders, yes, the government should do this, yes, the government should do that, yes, we should stop spread COVID-19, we should stop doing this, because the China already pushed the agenda already. Instill fear in your life. You're afraid to die from COVID-19. But what you fail to understand is that your creator, or your creator's Elohim, is your salvation. Only if you seek them, they will protect you from COVID-19. They will protect you from cholera and all these other diseases that these fuckers invented to kill us out, but it didn't work, because Elohim protected us. Elohim divinely protected us. Therefore, our immune system got a boost. We get over the virus, we get over the cold, because Elohim is the creator, and they being the creators of heaven and the earth, they being creators of this earth, this world, by the way. They already put things in place already to boost, or they already put different push or different things that we could use in order to boost our immune system, right? So when people run into the pharmacy and talking about, let me buy vitamin C boost, you're just making the pharmacy rich. And when people talking about, let me use hand sanitizer and use face mask. Now with the face mask agenda too, we all need to understand, face mask is not being created in the average of the Caribbean, or face mask is not being created in a country. Face mask is being created in China. And if and if COVID-19 started in China, you really trust to wear a mask that made in China? I want to know. I would really like to know. Will you, the citizens of whatever country you are, whether you are Greece, Albania, whether you are right about Slovenia, whether you are Croatia, wherever you are right now, right? Look, I just talk about Cayman Islands. 4.3 earthquake in Cayman Islands. Just talk about Cayman. You see how important it is to listen to me? Very good. But anyhow, as I was saying already, now I'm asking you all, if something is made in China, why are you being forced to buy it? Therefore, if anything comes from China, then it is poison, right? You shouldn't trust to buy produced on China, because you can't trust China. You can't trust China. No, what I'm saying is, right, we have a lot of people from China sometimes doesn't listen to me on and off. The people in China is not the one to blame for this pandemic, what is so-called pandemic. Is your enemies, the Chinese government. Is no other government than you think. You think that the Chinese government is just like the government of Trinidad? No. The Chinese government is different from the government in the Philippines. The Chinese government is different from the European government. The Chinese government is different from India government. The Chinese government is different because they are leaders. The Chinese government is the one. They are one of the leaders in technology. Right? So they being the leaders in technology, they are the ones who invented, they are the ones who help other people who are in Israel, and they came up with the 5G network, the 5G technology, and they were able to test it. You remember before I showed you all a video a couple of days ago together with a post, and I specifically speak about T-Mobile, B-Mobile, and all these different phone companies that right now pushing the 5G network. But I want to tell the public that there's something even greater than a 5G, something greater than 5G coming. It's called 7G. 7G is the fastest in the world, and besides 7G being the fastest in the world, 7G have a lot to it have a lot to do with the zombified agenda. Well, I know I talked to you all about the zombified agenda, and some of you might not understand what is the zombified agenda. The specific zombified agenda that I'm specific relating to you all right now, specific explaining to you all right now. The 5G will be able to zombify you. It means that you'll be able to be controlled totally. Every part of your body, every vein, everything will be able to completely be controlled. Right? So this is one of the reasons why this is one of the reason why they push in 5G. 5G is another upgrade from 4G. Remember, before all these different generation of interconnection, as I said already too, we were taught that satellites in space is what gives us internet, or what gives us these different things that the lion told us. But the truth is, they're running underwater cables. Some people will laugh at me, but they are like thick, like, I mean, real thick cables. Now some people might say, well, I absolutely don't know what you're talking about, because this is not even on YouTube. You can't find it on YouTube. You might find some videos. Some people might talk about it, because some people might have a understanding of what I'm talking about, or what I spoke about a couple of years ago. That's why people were able to get these deep hidden information, because I reveal it first. So they have these fat, thick cables that running under the ocean. There are cables there. Don't think I'm lying to you. I'm not lying to you. But under the ocean, there are some fat cable. All right. Abba once did an earthquake. Abba did an earthquake in, I think, some part of the Atlantic Ocean. Abba did an earthquake, and the cable snap. Right. The cable break. So that why people wasn't able to get connection. Although, right, people wasn't able to get interconnection, or people wasn't able to get internet or phone, or all these things went down, because the lion say, oh, we have another problem, or the lion say, we having a breakdown, and we working on restoring service. Right. That is because Abba did an earthquake, and the cable snap in the ocean. And once the cable snap in the ocean, they have to send out engineers now to sort out that cable. Alright, and once they send engineers to sort out that cable and to make sure everything upstream, now the engineers now will have to call England. The engineers, you actually think England has so much power that they will not have everything in their hands? You actually think that the Queen don't have a kill switch? Of course, them in England who have power, of course them have a kill switch. You know what's a kill switch? I mean, they mean that any country or any nation that goes against England or their policies, any country that go against any country, any nation, any prime minister, whoever, that goes against the policy of England, their lights could be turned off. Their telephone service could be turned off. Their internet could be turned off. Their water could be turned off, because England have power. Now some people might say, well, we're talking about England have power. England have power, and England here, and this country in Philippines here, and this country here, and this country here. England have power to switch off your electricity. England have power to take off your electricity. England have power to switch off your internet. England have power to switch off your water, because if they want everybody to have no water, all they have to do is call up. All they have to do is call a shot in England. I want this water to shut down in this town. I want the electricity to shut down in this town. But because they don't want people to know who they are, but this is an end time agenda, by the way. Very soon, as I'm telling you already, in order to stop the spread of awareness of righteousness, in order to stop the spread of truth that is being pushed out, or truth that the other whistleblowers is awakening people to understand certain things, they will have to shut down the internet. And when they shut down the internet, means that they will have no communication with phone. All these things will go down, and then they will blame it on some pandemic. Then they will say, we have no reason, we have no reason, we have no reason to understand why all is happening. And then they will blame it on a comet, and then they will say because electromagnetic around they will say something electrical in the sky affecting electricity, affecting the phone. That is all lies. To hide the agenda. Now they are the ones who had the kill switch. Right? NASA is just pawns, guys. NASA is just there to deceive you. Oh yes, they're going up in space and blah blah blah. Oh, you see the bouncing in the spaceship, and everybody think, because we were conditioned, we were programmed to believe that NASA leaves the Earth, but nobody can leave the Earth. Right? If I could have leave this world, I gone a long time. I swear. If I could have leave this earth, I gone a long time. Nobody could leave the earth. That is the reason why when they use a rocket, they shoot a rocket up in the sky, the rocket will hit the glass dome and bounce back. Or the rocket will make a whole semicircle. Instead of the rocket going up, high up, the rocket will just hit the dome. Because the way how the dome was created, the way how the glass ceiling was created, it was created in a certain way so that the sun will be not too close to the glass. Right? And the purpose and the reason why we are actually certain places, like a whole place has sun and the next place to have no sun, or the only reason why Abba was able to divide night and day is using the glass. Right? Because Abba used the glass ceiling, he brought the sun a little closer, and then because half the way how the glass dome was made, if you look at my drawings, and the time fine drawings, it's like I'm drawing half of the ceiling of the glass, right? It is joined together, so one half will be night and one half will be day. I explained that a couple of years ago, but that is giving you all an idea. That's giving you all a lot more understanding of how powerful Elohim really is, because right now you can see sun and on different part of the earth it becoming daylight or becoming night or wherever you are right about now. But as I say right now, half of the world right now will be night and half of the world will be day. The part that is already night, right, they already went through their cycle of daylight. The part that is daylight went through the cycle of the night. All right. But what will happen when the sun die? What will happen when the sun die is that there will be no daylight. That means that there will be no night. There will be no light in the daylight. It means that the sky will remain dark. And the only reason why people who see in sunlight right now, if you look up in the sky, you see blue skies. You see how the sky looking blue, right? That is because the light from the sun that is bouncing to the glass dome is giving light to the rest of the earth, to the half of the earth that Abba already sectioned out to receive light. So certain part of the earth will receive light and certain part of the earth will not receive light. This is it. This has nothing to do with the sun a million miles away. If the sun was a million miles away, you actually believe we would have bright sun, right? No. And if Abba really want to burn up the earth, if Abba really want to scorch the earth, or even really want to patch the earth, and this is the reason why we were having all these atmospheric tsunamis, and all these atmospheric tsunamis was happening, all these things were happening. It was to bring saturation yet, but a deeper saturation is when Abba bring the sun, because he's the creator, though. Abba bring the sun a little closer to the earth, and that is what patch it. It's called patch. It's called patch because the water already passed through the earth. The water already passed through. I explained that a couple of weeks ago. The water already passed through under the earth because the atmospheric tsunamis and the water that is sent down, it went down in the vein. Everything have a vein. We have a vein. We have a lot of veins running through our hand. We have a lot of veins running through our head. If anything goes wrong with any vein in our body, we get pain or something, or we get an electrical problem or something like that. That is because of the way how this system, the way how Abba create the immune system is the same way how we create the earth, and it's the same way how the earth will receive water, go through in the vein, and then then the water now that go through in the vein, there's a process, and once that process is achieved, then the soil from on top. Right now, if you take your foot, if you're living close to wherever you're living right now, I'm not asking you to do it, but if you wherever you live right now and you just take your foot and you just put it on the ground, right? Now, although the sun might be hot or it might be night, you can still feel heat coming up from the earth, right? You still feel heat coming up from the earth. So the heat is right now coming up from the earth, right? The sun hot or whether it's night or day, the heat still coming up from the earth because of the saturation that has been done. Let me say a saturation has been done a couple of days. Let me say 5 days straight of rain, or let me say you get a whole year worth of rain in one day. Yes, one day. Places like Mozambique and all the different places who get one month full of rain, or 1 day month, or 3 months full of rain in one day, 6 months full of rain, and explaining that to you all. So these places are receiving 1 year full of rain. That is the saturation, guys. When that water go down, right, that water goes down to the crust and it cools the latter crust of the earth, because the latter crust of the earth, there, some people don't know, but it's a lava running through the earth, right? Or they might know, but the way how the creator created the earth, and as I said already, I was there when he was creating the earth, so I know what I'm talking about. Scientists don't even know what I'm talking about, because they will be baffled by the things I know. Because things I know, they don't know nothing, right? And scientists only know what the Illuminati want them to know, what the secret society want them to know, what the elites want them to know. But you see special in-depth things, they don't know nothing about it. Scientists are only called scientists because they are controlled, they are puppets, and they have to say exactly what the elites want them to say, exactly what the fallen angels want them to say. But other than that, I am telling you all, it have lava running through the earth, right? So there's a lava stream under the earth, all right? This is the reason why Abba have to cool that lava. The lava that running through the earth have to cool, and the purpose of that lava too is to keep the earth firm so that it do not move. It can't move left, it can't move right, and the purpose of that is because is a interlay of lava and soil. So the lava is running in between. I already did a teaching on this already. The lava is running in between. In between is the lava, and in between the lava that is running, it has soil compact from it has three layers. It has 3 different layers, but it actually have 12 layers, which is called the 12 shelves. I think it's the 12 shelves. I can't remember right now, but I teach you all about that a couple of years ago. Some people might remember, but it's called the shelves. I think it's 7 shelves or 12 shelves. These shelves is what keeps the earth firm. These shelves keep the earth firm from moving left or moving right. Only when they execute an earthquake, you will feel it. Alright? You will feel it when they execute an earthquake, because they know exactly where to execute an earthquake. Where they execute an earthquake is where will be the epicenter. Where they execute an earthquake will be the epicenter, and that is where they will be able to compact and really shake that place good, in order to open a crack, or in order to do destructions. So the public is not aware of this, but I'm telling you all now that you all should record everything I'm saying. Record it, download it, write it down in a book, write it down in a diary, wherever. But right, so you already need to specifically do that. So once you all do that, you all need to understand specifically what I'm saying. So the purpose of these earthquakes, as you can see, there's an uptick, right? There's an uptick in earthquakes happening here, there, and everywhere. And COVID-19 take over the TV. We're not hearing about the earthquake that happened in Croatia. The earthquake that happened in Croatia, you're not even hearing about the earthquakes that happened in Croatia, because they're keeping it a secret, and they're not letting the public know. All they want you to focus on is COVID-19, be in fear. But what about the Creator? What about His judgment? What about what's really happening right now on the earth? Alright? What about all the earthquakes that are happening? Who is the one executing these earthquakes? The Creator. The Creator sent down 700 angels, and these 700 angels is what is executing the earthquakes everywhere on the earth. These angels have specific assignments. They have specific places that they will crack. They have specific places that they will break, specific places that have to shake. They have certain, certain assignments planned beforehand, and they're working with a map. So not to say, everything just working out just like that. These what I'm talking about, right? These what I'm talking about. They actually specifically they working with a map. They have an ancient map. They have the flat Earth map, right? You see the flat Earth society, guys. You see the flat Earth society, right? The people who say there's a flat Earth society, blah blah blah. They flat Earth. They flat Earth. The map that the 700 angels working with is a flat Earth map, but the map that they're working with is nothing compare. It's nothing like the map is nothing like what the flat Earth people drawing and what they thinking that the New World Order using. No, they already UN. A lot of you all who are flat earthers, you see the UN using something like a logo, like a flat Earth. That's just part of the piece of the pie. Because they want to control the whole flat Earth. They want to control the whole agenda. But obviously, it's not them specifically running the whole show. We're talking about the Illuminati. We're talking about the fallen angels, right? No, as I'm explaining to you all here right about now, these angels is working with a map, and they have to work with a map because they're not working with the NASA spinning ball map. They're not working with the NASA spinning ball map. They're working with which map they're working with? Right, they're working with a flat Earth map, but not a flat Earth map that you think it is. You might think is the flat Earth map that all the flat earthers using, but the map that the flat earthers using is no different to the map that the UN using. Right, so you see, flat earthers are still caught up in the agenda of the Illuminati, knowingly and unknowingly. All right. So I will say flat earthers do not know nothing, and they do not know the agenda. Right? Who's the one really pushing the flat earth agenda? Now I know about the flat earth. I know about it some years ago. I have been announcing about flat earth. But the same people who talking about flat earth today is the same people who were against me some years ago. So so you see, the truth reveals itself in time. It doesn't specifically happen when you expect it to happen or when it should be or when you think it should happen. It will happen in time. So a lot of people tell me, bro, how the sun hot, earthquake going to happen? Not necessary. The purpose of why the sun hot, I explained that already. The kind of sun began right now these days. The sun that began these days is terrible sun. That is because the Creator brought the sun closer to the earth in order to get his work achieved before the New World Order start. The Creator brought the sun closer to the earth. So right now the sun is closer to the earth. That way you will feel it more hot. If he push the sun a little closer to the glass ceiling, if they push, sometimes you see like a rainbow around the sun or this different thing, right? This have to do with the glass dome. It had to do with the glass ceiling, by the way. All right, the glass ceiling reflects what is on the outside or what is on the inside. So according to how we position the sun, we were told that the earth does move. The earth don't move after the earth is stationary. It don't move left or don't move right unless if they execute an earthquake. When they execute an earthquake, the earth will move. It means that the way how they're breaking it apart, because how they break it apart, the way how they're shaking it left to right, and some people will say they feel an earthquake for 10 minutes, 10 seconds. That's because the Abba is not in a hurry to bring judgment, but he had to do it. So that's the reason why people doesn't feel earthquakes for 2 hours. 2 hours they're still shaking. No, they'll feel an earthquake maybe for a second or two, or might feel it for 2-3 seconds. That's because these angels are told, here, you need to start here. So we need to break here. So once they break point A, they have to now skip out B and then have to go to C. I explained that already 1,000 million times. So just to explain to the others who might want to understand what's going on. Right? So now as I say, and I'm specifically explaining to you all right about now, I just explaining to you all a little in depth in the rabbit hole to explain why NASA will come out and say, no, we don't go to the moon, we don't go here, we don't get it. They cannot leave. Nobody can leave the glass dome. the glass ceiling. We live in a closed system. You know, it's a closed system. A closed system specifically mean that it have no way you could escape from this glass dome, right? Because this glass dome is sealed. It is sealed with ice. It is sealed with soil, right? So remember, around the earth around the whole earth, around the whole flat earth, there's a ice shelf, right? This ice shelf is 100 feet high. Was 100 feet high. Not 100 feet. Let me say not 100 feet, but I would say maybe about about 700 feet because of the 7 shelves. All right. The ice shelf that surrounds the earth, the ice shelf that surrounds the earth, a lot of it melt out. Like, let me say 95, 96, I'll say about 97%. I'll break it down to about 97. The ice around the earth, 97% of the ice has melted. As we have been told only about Antarctica, but there are other places around the earth that have ice that haven't melted yet. So that's the reason why I'm still able to do snows and all these different things. Well, I already explained that in a million trillion times already. Just to explain to you all how snow, not even scientists could explain to the public. Not even scientists could explain to the public where snow coming from, how snow does create. They don't know. You ever hear scientists say where snow coming from? Or they will tell you, yes, schedule for snow to come from. Have a scientist ever told you all? Ever told you all where snow does come from? How hail does we make? No, they don't know. Alright? So this is why I'm excited to tell you all, and I keep telling you all over and over and over. Alright? So snow and ice come from the same ice shelves. Right? It's been transported by the creator. That's like how the creator transform rain in a cloud and put it in a gas form, and then when it reaches a certain place, then he's the creator. He knows specifically how he put things in place. We were lied and told that the elites could control the weather, which is a lie. I mean, come on, the creator. He's the creator. Yahuwah is the creator. Yahuwah will give the enemy power to control the weather? No way. Maybe if he did give them power, maybe it was a certain season. Maybe a certain season he give them a little authority to control the weather and to know specific, or to do predictions per se now. I honestly think that is what was happening. Right? I think that was happening before. I specifically think Abba give them a certain season, and say, okay, do all I have to do. And Abba lay off and had them maybe, I don't know, well, you know what I mean now. A lot of people say how they use, I can't remember anything right about now. They use, I can't remember the name right now, but they use something called seedling, and they were able to produce rain and all these different things. I don't think that information really truly accurate per se, but I believe that they once in a time they had power to control the weather, but not control the weather to push for lightning and all these different things. Lightning comes from the creator. They cannot create lightning. All right. What they could do is do something like an electrical charge or whatever, using the glass ceiling. Yes. Because the elites, they know specific things, the fallen angels know specific things. And to know that when they were cast out of heaven, they were cast out without power. Yeah. So that specifically mean that these people now, right? The elite shadow government, that I telling you all about right about now. This elite shadow government, they had power. They had power, and they still have the power. They still have power to control certain things, but not the weather, right? Now, we were told that aliens used to live on the moon and all this kind of nonsense. That was untruth, all right? It's the fallen angels, because the fallen angels is the ones that you can't see, as I said already, and the fallen angels is the one that moves in the ship. So you ever hear the saying about aliens this and alien that? All right. So you all ever hear that? You all ever heard about aliens before. Well, if you ever heard about aliens before and you were told about aliens, you were told that aliens is good bodies and they come to and they want to save Earth and blah blah blah. All that's an agenda. Aliens are demons, right? From young age, they condition our mind to believe in nonsense, to believe that aliens come to save Earth and all this kind of thing. But that is kind of untruth. That is simply untruth. That is untruth, guys. Right? That is untruth. Right? So, alien never came here to help us. They didn't come here to seek our refuge or anything. They came to deceive us. Now, the ones who are in the alien suit, you won't believe what I'm about to tell you. The ones who are in the alien suit is responsible for all them coffins you see in there. Alright? All them coffins that you see line up there. See all them coffins you see line up there in Italy? All them coffins you see line up there in Italy. The ones who are responsible for killing all these people, right? Who did it in China, and who did it in Italy, who would do it in Trinidad, who would do it in the Caribbean islands, is not mere human beings that have a heart to kill their own kind. Alright? We're talking about heartless creatures, heartless beings. Alright? The same alien, the same ones who we were taught, they even show us about the They even show us about the Martian. Ever watch the Martian? If you ever watch a cartoon called the Martian, they were programming us from a young to accept the fallen ones. Alright? Now, note that we can't see the fallen angels, but they have a suit that they use this suit. You all ever saw Casper the Friendly Ghost? Alright. If you're growing up in my time, when you're growing up in your time, and you ever saw Casper the Friendly Ghost, they brought up Hollywood brought out a lot of movie depicting the agenda, but we didn't see that then. We were busy trying to distract ourselves in watching ghost movies and all these different things, and not taking up the true agenda here. The agenda here is that in Casper the Friendly Ghost, Casper was given an hour or something to transform into a human being, and after a certain time, same thing happened to with Cinderella, when Cinderella had a certain time to get back home, and then after she leaves, she glass through behind. All these things is programming, guys. Programming our mind to believe in fictional things, not in holy things, not in heavenly things, not in things that will bring us true wisdom, true knowledge, true understanding. Those are not things that they bring into our forefront so that we could understand more in depth of why they're showing cartoons and all these different things. So as I was explaining already about Casper and the Friendly Ghost, and then they brought another movie called Ghost. Right? This guy did love this woman called Molly. I can remember the show. I don't know if you all remember the show. I just want to refresh your minds now. If it was in my time, you will understand, or you will remember this movie now, right? It's this movie called Ghost, right? Or it's called The Ghost, however. I think that is not the full name of the movie, but I think the movie name is Ghost or something like that. With this movie now, we have this girl called Molly, and this guy, he did real love Molly, boy. Wow, he did real love Molly. And what happened to him? He got stroke. He was working. He wasn't taking care of himself, and he was pushing business for this big, huge paper company. And when this company now, and when this company was when this company was able to make so and so money, he ended up taking it all, and it bothered him, it stressed him out, and bam, he ended up dying. And when he ended up dying now, he ended up becoming a spirit. He ended up becoming a ghost. Right? Now a ghost is a spirit, by the way, if you don't know. Anyhow, but he ended up becoming a spirit, and when he become a spirit now, he couldn't touch himself, he couldn't feel himself, but he thought he could have touch ornaments or touch anything now. If you all remember that my movie, right? And Molly, he talked to Molly in she ears and tell Molly, it's me, Molly, it's me. But Molly was totally freaked out. You see, the moral of the story is that
11 minutes ago.
They're showing us things on TV and thinking that when the time comes that they'll be able to deceive us with the exact thing. You see, before the enemies or before the elites, before they bring, as I was explaining to you all day, before they bring any agenda, before they do any specific things, before they do any agenda, before they do any specific things, Hollywood does process it. Once it go through Hollywood, then you will know exactly. Like this movie called Contagion. There's a movie called Contagion that came out in 2013. They even brought out a movie called Coronavirus. Yeah, it's a movie called Coronavirus too. Look it up. Look it up. Google it. Go on YouTube. Look for the Coronavirus movie that came out in 2013. It have everything to do with washing your hands and all them kind of fuckery. Wash your hands. Put on a glove. This. Put on face mask. Make sure you wash your hand. And you know the main actors who behind it is people who pushing the agenda today. So that movie was in 2013 and now it's 2020 and they come with a fucking pandemic again, right? And now everything that was on the movie, everything that was being reacted on the movie, or everything that was on the script with the movie is the same thing that who pushing. Wash your hand, wash your mouth, this, make sure you keep surfaces clean. That's all they're fucking saying about this. But the thing is, this wasn't a movie. So if we sit down and watch this movie a million zillion times and we say, wow, this movie real good, this actor Wesley Snipes or this actor these actors coming out now with the agenda, the same actors who acted in Coronavirus movie, or the same actor that acted in a movie called what do you name of the movie by Conjure or whatever. The same actors acting in that movie is the same actors that pushing the agenda, right? One of the news reporters who pushed the agenda of Contagion. One of the actors who pushed the agenda for the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic in 2013. Yeah, 2013, when we were all dotish and stupid. They push out that movie and we thinking, hey, we want to go and see that movie in cinema, you know. They bring out a movie called Pandemic. They bring out a movie called 13 Plagues. They bring out a movie this, they bring out a movie that. We wanted to go and watch that movie, right? So this actually brings us now to the way the world is right about now. Cinema shut down, all this. They have nothing else again they have nothing again to deceive us with. They run out of option. Right, they run out of options. They completely run out of options right now, right? Because normally, let's say not in a pandemic, let me bring out a movie. They bring out a movie to condition your mind. So they bring out a movie now to condition your mind to accept the reality of the agenda. So that the time when they push it now, you maybe about 30-something years or 40-something years, and they push that movie, let me say they push that movie about 50-something years ago, let me say they push that movie about 13 or 25 years ago, you see that movie, right? You already programmed. You watch it already. You have it already in your subconsciousness, right? So that movie already in your head. That movie already in your subconsciousness, right? So when they push out the agenda now, if you understand what I mean, when they push out the agenda, right? You already programmed by that movie to do exactly as that movie say, right? And when you rethink and you say, but wait, now I see this movie already, you know. This movie called Contagion. This movie called Pandemic. This movie called Mega Earthquake in Taiwan, or Mega Earthquake here, or Pandemic in Wuhan. You already saw that movie already. You maybe saw that movie when you was 5 years old. If you saw that movie when you was 2 years old, you sit down with your granny or your great grandfather who passed away years ago now. You sit down with them and you watch that movie on whatever station. You watch that movie with them, right? But Elohim will bring back to your recollection. Elohim bring back to your recollection that, hey, you see this movie already, you know. So don't be fooled. This is the, but wait now. Wash your hands on. But wait now, this is not a movie. I didn't see this in a movie before. I didn't see this in a movie. Yes, you see it in a movie. Everything that they're portraying right about now, the same fucking agenda, the same thing. You watch a movie with Contagion. It's just it might have different actors. You know, you have the coordinator or the editor, whoever of who World Health Organization now is a black man, but before it was a white woman. Yeah, when you watch on the movie, when you watch on the movie called Pandemic, search it on YouTube. You watch a movie called Pandemic, you watch a movie called Coronavirus from China. You watch these movies and you see who are the actors on the movie, and then you see who are the news station pushing the agenda. You see CNN and Fox News. But with the ask, so CNN and Fox News and a movie, and them is the same people who you believing in. If them can act out a whole movie, normal, so you think they can act out a whole agenda, normal. Well, this is exactly what's going on. People buying the same shit. So it's like we watching a movie here, right? It's like a movie is unfolding before us. So it's like a movie unfolding before us right about now. So this is exactly what is going on right about now. So yeah, brothers and sisters, I'd like to say thank you for everybody who watched today's live, and I really pray that it bless your heart. I pray that you'll be able to share this live far and wide, wherever far you could reach it. But don't be a slave to the New World Order. Do not vaccinate. Do not, I repeat, do not vaccinate. Do not take the 6-in-1 vaccination, and do not believe in these fucking actors and them who acting out this whole movie that you watched already when you was younger. Do not believe in the New World Order. Do not believe that the government care about you, because they do not care about you. The government ministers do not care about you. They do not give a fuck about you, your family, your loved ones. They do not care. All they care about is getting their piece of money when that time comes. So thank you, brothers and sisters, again for watching this live. I really hope that you take notes, write it down in diary, wherever you could write it down, because every word that I speak today will manifest. It will come to pass. Whether the enemies like it or not, whether they decide whether they decide to push their agenda, or whether they decide to have others hate me for speaking this or talking this, but everybody will have their time. Every hog is Saturday, everybody had a day of judgment. So let's remember, I'm making a sacrifice to reach out to you, and you made a sacrifice to share this life far and wide, and make sure and turn to Elohim. Make sure and turn to Elohim. Elohim is the only source, guys. If you do not turn to Elohim, you will perish. Right? You will perish if you do not listen. If you do not turn to Elohim. In this evil time that we are in right about now, is the whole world believing this nonsense. Everybody believing this fucking nonsense. So I am appealing to everybody, wake up, because all those who believe in it will perish. Shalom and goodbye to all my brothers and sisters. Take care, brothers and sisters. Bye-bye.